Heráldez Gym in Brooklyn, New York, and this is day 2 of the media workouts. This is for the Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale card. In the house, we had Richardson Hitchens, Juan Heráldez, Gary Russell Jr., and heavyweight Dominic Breazeale. And now, let's go to the workouts.
Focus on how big the stage is. When you worry about that, then you're not paying attention to what the ultimate goal is. Ultimate goal is going out here and winning and being victorious. I never focus on what the stage is, how big it is, or how little it is. Job gotta get done anyway. Say it one more time. We gotta get one of these fighters to get in the ring. People keep asking me, why is it that I'm competing once a year? It's not because of me. It's because none of these other fighters are willing to get in the ring and compete against me. I have to defend my title once a year anyway. I have a certain time frame before I defend my title. I defend my title. None of these other guys, any of these champions, you have to understand, we get paid based upon our abilities to be able to produce. A lot of these guys aren't willing to step in the ring, whether they're managers or promoters or even the fighters aren't willing to step in the ring and put that all on the line to compete against me.
So it's a big deal unifying it. That's where you're all going to go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely.
Probably see you on the mic, call somebody out.
Come on, man. Y'all already know what it's been, man. I've been asking for the same people for the last 4 years. I wanted to Leo Santa Cruz. I wanted to call Frampton. I wanted any of these other guys that was a world champion. If I move up in weight and challenge Burchett for the world title, I think he just won his title. Immediately after him, I want Javante Tank Davis. If they trying to make it happen, let's make it happen. Let's line everybody up.
Oh, so you're not supposed to fight that much?
Nah, I'm definitely planning on moving up. The only reason why I've been at 26 for so long because they've been promising us this Leo Santa Cruz. They've been dangling them over our head like we're going to get the fight or the fight going to happen. The WBC made him the mandatory challenger not too long ago. So why is it that he opted to take a tune-up fight with someone? If he was tuning up for Mr. Gary Russell Jr., don't you think he would have fought a southpaw? But the last guy he fought was the orthodox fighter. It doesn't make sense, you know. So full progression by any means necessary. Say it again? Of course it's a big deal. Of course it's a big deal. That ain't no brainer. If you've been paying attention to any of my other interviews, that's the only other person that I've been calling out anyway as well.
So how much longer are you going to be able to do?
How much longer? Say it again? It depends. I only been sitting at 26, like I say, for Leo Santa Cruz. It seems like we're not going to get the fight. We've been trying to get the fight. They made him the mandatory, like I said, a couple months back. Instead of him competing against me, he fought the guy who he fought a couple months ago. You know, so I'm not sure. I'm tired of waiting on these guys. If not, I relinquish my title and immediately move up and challenge Burchett. He has the WBC at 130. We're gonna have to move forward. The sky's the limit.
Hey Gary, you went recently viral with a Gilly kid clip. What was your relationship with Gilly?
It's no relation. He just came up and we was doing some casual talking. It wasn't no interview. It wasn't nothing like that. That was just something that was really going on in the back of my mind, and he got it on footage. That's it. That's all.
Gary, what do you know about your performance?
I know that he's aware that he's getting in the ring with Mr. Gary Russell Jr. I know that anybody that has 8 to 10 weeks to prepare for no one else but you is a dangerous opponent. We never underestimate anybody. I know he's physically tough. He's going to try to bring his technical best, but I don't think his best going to be good enough.
What's the game plan for the fight?
Say it again?
What's the game plan for the fight, sir?
What's the game plan for the fight? He has no other way to fight than to come straight forward. We're controlling with our jab. He wouldn't be able to get past it. I don't see this fight going to distance. I don't see this fight going to distance at all. And like I say, when it comes to game plans, in order for you to be great, you have to have the ability to be versatile, to make the necessary adjustments at the drop of a dime. So sometimes even having a game plan doesn't necessarily work. You have to be able to make the adjustments. So we well-rounded in all ends. Whatever happens, we willing to meet it head on.
Stopping him, is that you have to stop him from the UFC performance, or just all about getting your head raised for going to somebody you get
I mean, it's about getting your hand raised regardless of the situation, you know. But my father told me a long time ago, if you're better than somebody, be better than them. Don't come down to the competition. I'm not going to come down to the competition. If he's good enough to stay in there for the duration of 12, then he'll get beat up for 12 rounds. If not, he's going to go to sleep early. Say it again?
You can say he does well in the ring.
I know, honestly, I know he's a strong puncher. I never really watched too much footage on a lot of the guys that I compete against. I watched maybe a round or so of him when he fought. I prepare myself to the best of my ability. We've been doing this for so long. Why is that? A lot of people, I'm never in unfamiliar territory. I've been competing ever since I was maybe 7 years old. I'd have competed against the best in the entire world. You know, we fought every style that there could possibly be. You know, I never focus on my opponent. It's my objective to prepare myself to the best of my ability. If I'm prepared to the best of my ability, then I'm willing to make sure to deal with whatever comes my way.
Gary, when you're in training camp, a lot of people are so amazed by your speed. Like, what do you do to just maintain that edge that you have on your fighters?
I think a lot of it's honestly God gifted, but we train with a different level of intensity than most people. You know, we train it. I spar in 20-ounce gloves. We fight in 8s. You know, maybe about a week before my fight, we'll put on maybe a smaller set of gloves so we can kind of get our hands a little accustomed to it, because you kind of feel like you're running downhill when you put on some smaller gloves. So about a week out from my fight, we'll put the 8 ounces on, or maybe some 10s to kind of get familiarized with the 8s again. I mean, I wear 20-ounce gloves through my entire camp. I spar in it, I hit the bag in it, I hit the mitts in it. You know, and it helps me preserve my hands. Everybody knows that I have hand injuries. I punch people in the face for a living, you know, so I got... Oh, they perfect. They perfect. They ready to punch somebody else in the face.
That one of the main reasons why you only fight for Dominic?
That's not. Apparently you wasn't listening to what I just said to them. That's not the main reason why. Listen to me. I told you. That's not the reason why. The reason why I'm competing once a year is because none of the other fighters are willing to get in the ring with me. It's not because of my hands. It's not because of no technical physicalities on my end. It's because none of the other fighters are willing to step in the ring, or none of the other promoters are willing to put their fighters in the ring against me. It's that simple.
Gary, move up to 130s will help you out?
Of course. I feel much stronger at 130. I feel much stronger and everything. You know, I don't have to cut weight as much, anything like that. I really don't have a problem making 126, but I do know at 130 I'll be much stronger, and I'll bring my hand speed and everything right with it.
The fight's not going to go to distance. What round do you think that they're going to stop?
I'm not sure. I can't say that. You know, it depends. It's based upon how he comes out. If he comes out and he wants to be just try to run forward and try to bulldoze through it, he's real wide. So if he comes out here and he's real reckless early, he might go to sleep early. If his defense is a little better than what he's been showing, you know, then it might take me a little longer to tenderize him, but I still don't see this fight going no longer than 12. It's not going to 12 at all.
Do you think that your speed will play a big part in this fight?
Of course. Not just my hand speed, my foot speed as well. You know, he's slow in his feet. He has to plant to actually fire efficiently and stuff like that. You know, it's intellect over athleticism. My skill set would definitely take over in that.
2 more, guys.
Assuming that you're returning Saturday night, is there any other fighter at 126 that perhaps...
Leo Santa Cruz. That's the only person that I want to fight at 126. Leo Santa Cruz. They've been asking me about it. I beat him in the amateurs when we had 10-ounce gloves on and headgears on. I asked him what happened to him when we fought. It wasn't no close fight. It was a whitewash. Now, if I fight him again, my skill set has gotten much greater as a professional. The gloves are smaller and there's no headgear. I don't see that fight going the distance either.
If you fight at 130, do you think you'll still have the same problem you have at 126? Meaning people still going to avoid you?
It's a big possibility. It's a big possibility. Talent is definitely something that's avoided all the way around the board. You know, especially when you have talent as well as work ethic. You have a lot of people that have talent but don't have the work ethic to match it. We have both.
And the fight takes place Saturday, May 18th at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. It'll be broadcast live on Showtime. And I'm Kristal Hart. That's all the time we have for this show. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the show, and we'll see you at the fight.